Yes, my people, it's your boy Soft in the building. January transfer window is open now. The message is act now. Act now. Because I'm telling you now, you've got 8 games in January. Don't act when it's 31st of January and everything's over for us. And we're 12, 15 points behind Liverpool. Because you know what Arsenal do? Typical Arsenal way. Leave it on the 31st of January and get a loan deal in and all the fans will be gassed. They'll probably get Barry Ferguson from Brighton. Loan deal. No. Act now. Don't leave it too late. We always leave things later down the line. We did it with Sterling. Loan deal. Everyone got gassed. Last few hours before the transfer deadline day is. We can't do that. If you're a serious club, if Arteta's serious, and he wants to mount for a Premier League, we need to act early and get these players in. And get at least 2 players in. Because it will be too late. Don't leave it till the 30th, 31st. Too late. We've got 8 games. 8 games in January. We've got a great game every 2-3 days. And our squad is thin. Even Mikel Arteta said it. He said it. Our squad is thin. Well, you know what you do, Mikel Arteta? You ain't got a sporting director now. So go up to the Cronkies, give them a shout, knock on their door, and you say to them, I need players now. Now! You know when people do a bank transfer, they can do it. It goes in your account in a couple of minutes. Do bank transfers for these players. I want bank transfers. Slap the money. Send it. None of this waffling going back and forth because you know what's going to happen. They're going to lead us on Arsenal. And this is what they do. They're PR, Fabrizio. They're going to lead us on for the whole month. They're linked with this player, linked with this player, linked with this player. And it gets us all gassed because we're thinking we're going to get these players. We're linked to these players. But guess what we end up with? A Barry Ferguson from Brighton. That's what we'll end up with, like a loan deal. And by then, by the time we get him on the 31st probably, or the end, towards the end, we would have been so behind Liverpool. And the title's gone. Because you know why? Real big clubs, they act now. And don't tell me nobody comes in January. Because they do. You slap that money, players will come. Teams will come. Put your money where your mouth is. Man United, back in the days, slap any money, doesn't matter if it's summer, January, they will come. January, you can make signing. These players are available. They are available, all these players. You slap that money down, they will come to Arsenal. But there's one thing saying it, and there's one thing putting the money down. And this is where Mikel Arteta has to grow some cojones and say to the board, I don't want to lose the title by the time it hits end of January. I need to go and get these players. I need at least 2 players because our squad is thin. You're playing Nwaneri at the moment on the right wing where everyone's getting gassed. But the moment he drops stinkers, they're going to go over to Arteta and the board. I don't care if we're winning at the moment. Yeah, it's good, 100%. But it's going to catch up on us if we don't sign players. And this is why we need to act now. That is the message, guys. Act now because we need players. End of. I don't care if we keep winning. It's going to catch up on us. Saka's not coming back another 2 months. Nwaneri can't play right wing for 2 months. He's not ready to do consecutive games. Yeah, he'll have good performance here and there, but it's not enough. Our left-hand side, Martinelli stinks. Trossard, he's just good coming off the bench. He's not a good starter. Up strike, don't even get me started. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus is banging in the goals now, but it's not enough. We all know Jesus. It'll go up like that, and then it will dip really hard. When it goes, it will dip. People said there's no options. There are options. Mohamed Kudus. Versatile. Playing left wing, right wing. Strong. Quick. He's Premier League proven. He's proved it last year. And yet again this year. When he plays for West Ham, he stars. He's got everything you want as a winger. Can shoot. Can drive with the ball. Can link up. Absolutely strong monster. And he's waiting for that big move. So why don't we act up and go and make him that player? And why don't we pay up? Pay up. He's worth it. He's better at everything we've got on that left-hand side because Martinelli's dog shit. and he's not Brazilian. And Trossard's just good coming off the bench. He's an impact player. Where Mohamed Kudus is a starter. I would get him. Pay the money, 80 million, 100 million. You got to do what you got to do. If I'm not mistaken, there's one time Liverpool bought Van Dijk and Alisson. They bought Van Dijk during the January transfer window. Sometimes you need to make big money moves, big signings, so teams can be like, oh wow, yeah, they mean business. But we're going to be looked at little Arsenal all the time. They're not serious, man. That's why people don't look at us serious. They're not serious. But they looked at us serious one time, I remember. We bought Declan Rice for 100 million. People were like, whoa. Okay, they mean serious. That's the statement signings we need to do. Go get Kudus, 80 to 100 million. That's a statement signing. And Mbeumo, I don't really need to talk much. He scored against us last game. And he showed to us what he's got in his tank. If he moves to a bigger club, you'll see more of his sort of attributes and more goals and assists. Because that boy, on that right wing, he can cook. He's got goals in him. He's got assists in him. He's got a great first touch. Great link-up play. Great. And let's be honest, if Arsenal came in for him and slapped £50 million, he would go. Because he's ready for that next step. He's ready for that next step. And at the moment, we've got no one on that right wing. Get him in. We haven't got a right winger at the moment. Sterling's injured. Don't let me start on him. Saka is injured for 2 months. Wanyeri can't carry on playing right wing every 2-3 games. Every 2-3 days, sorry. Every 2-3 days. He just can't sustain that. And that's not his fault. He's young. He shouldn't be in this sort of pressure moment. But we left us short because in the summer we didn't do our business. So what you do now, you act. And you get players. And Mbeumo's an option as well. I don't care if they don't want to. They might say, they'll come an excuse like, these is hard to pay so much money. Okay, fair enough. What about release clauses? Has this guy got a release clause? Nico Williams? He does. £48 million and he's worth every penny. £48 million and we know what he did in Euros. He cooked. He's better than what we got on that left wing. So why not pay that money? We were linked to him in the summer. All PR and Fabrizio, we're linked. So was 100 other clubs. But we didn't pay that money. You missed out him on the summer. So why not act now and get him now? Slap the money. Call his agent. Bank transfer. Quick time. Takes 2 minutes to do a quick bank transfer. Transfer that 48 million. And keep it moving. Because he's definitely an option we haven't got a left winger goal scorer. We've got it in Saka on a right winger goal scorer. We don't have it on the left. Because Martinelli and Trossard are just not good enough. End of. They're not going to win you a league. Martinelli and Trossard on that left wing won't get you the goals and assists that Saka does. Look at Saka's goals and assists on the right. We don't have that on the left. We need to recruit on that left. We need a goal scorer. A left winger goal scorer who can get you goals same way as Saka does. If Saka has a poor game, you need someone else to contribute. But we don't have anyone on that left wing. So we need someone. If it's a Kudus, if it's a Nico Williams, we need these type of players on the left. Saka can't do it all. So they need to act now. So they can't come up with an excuse. There is a release clause. And if you want him, you pay for him. Okay, but I know they might all complain saying, oh, these players don't want to come. Okay, go for a relegation player then. Cunha. He was in Jamie Carragher's and Gary Neville's team of the year so far. He's been cooking. No one can't tell me you can't have players who are in relegation that cook. Tyler Dibling's one of them and Cunha is one of them. Go get him. He's versatile. He can play left wing. He can play strike. He's got it all in his game. He's Brazilian. Not Martinelli. He's definitely Brazilian, Cunha. We've seen what he's got. The way he glides on a pitch. The way he links up. The way he scores. His goal scorer. The guy is... We all know is pending. He's about to go to that next club. And why don't we act now and get him now? No one can't tell me if you slap 15 million on the table right now, Wolves won't accept it and Cunha wouldn't be tempted. Because he would. Because he's going to be fighting for Premier League. So I don't want to hear any excuses. by the board, by fans, by Mikel Arteta. Because there are options in January, as you see, guys. So many options. I haven't even spoken about strikers yet. I haven't even gone into strikers and said we can get a Victor Gyökeres who's got a release clause. Why not go get him if you're serious? You can go get a Victor Osimhen if you're serious. Go get him. He's available. You could get Isak. Yeah, he might be harder to get, but you could still get him. There's so many options we can get in January. But the problem is, we'll probably end up with Barry. His name Barry. We'll probably end up with Barry Ferguson from Brighton. We'll probably end up with someone like him, who's linked to Crystal Palace and Fulham. That's typical Arsenal. That's the issue I have with this team and football club. And I had an issue in the summer with them because they didn't act as a big football club. We do a little bit here and there and then we stop. We do a little bit here and there and then we stop. No. Why not go full front? We didn't do enough in the summer. So rectify it now in January. We did not do enough in the summer. And that's why we've left ourselves short. And that's why we're behind Liverpool. And now we've got injuries. And now we've got a thin squad because we didn't do enough in the summer. So rectify it. I can understand if there's no players. There are so many players. Let alone the strikers I mentioned. So if they're serious, if this football club, if Mikel Arteta, if you're listening, if you're serious and you want to mount a Premier League title charge and you want to catch Liverpool, because at the moment they look untouchable, uncatchable. You need to make statement signings. You need to go out there for Liverpool to be like, whoa, they mean business. Same when we bought Declan Rice yesterday, last year. Everyone was like, whoa, that's a statement signing. We need to do the same again this January. We need to make these signings. I don't want to see loans. I don't want to see us making signings at the end of the January transfer window. I want it now. I want it now because we've got so many games. 8 games. And I don't want it to be gone by the time it's the end of the month and we buy a player. The title's gone by then. It could be gone. So there are options, guys. There's a load of options, a load of players who are available, a load of players we can get to strengthen our squad. It's all about if Mikel Arteta and the board want to do it. But you know what will happen? They'll prolong everything. Twitter will keep saying, we're linked to this guy, we're linked to this guy, and it will gas all the Arsenal fans, we're linked to this guy, oh my god, this. There's a difference between talking. Talk is cheap, they said. Actions speak louder than words. I want to see a signing. I want to see a lifted up shirt. I want to see Arsenal have signed. And then I'll be like, you know what? Fair enough. They're signing someone early. And they're signing some of these players I mentioned, including the strikers I mentioned. Fair enough. They're trying to act like a big football club. They can see that there's something there. But you know what? If they don't sign any players and it ended up with like a Barry Ferguson on a loan deal or signed one player at the end of the transfer window, it'll just say what we are. We're just pretenders. You know when a person can't afford stuff in Harrods and they go to Harrods and they window shop? That will be us. We're just pretenders if we do not sign. And this is why my message to everybody, act now. Now is when I need you to act. Not the 20th of January, not the 25th of January, not the 31st of January. Now. Because we need players in now. We've got a game every 3 days. We've got 8 games in January. Now is where you need to act. Now you need to make phone calls. Now you need to transfer the money. There's options. Options galore. No one can't tell me there's no options. There's options in relegation to buy players from relegation teams. There's options to buy trigger release clauses, and there's options at mid-table clubs. There is options. We are not going to a Barcelona to buy from, a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich. We're not going to them sort of football clubs. We're going to mid-teams, these players, mid-football clubs, mid-teams, no offence. mid football clubs. So it's there. Slap the money. Put your money where your mouth is. Anyways, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, hopefully the next time I'm back on, we're laughing and we're happy and we've signed. I doubt it. Anyways, guys, make sure. Peace out.